It is one of the best lectures we have had, you will all agree. Your large presence also is a testimony of this, because some of you might have heard him, that is why you have come. And those who came accidentally, they are fortunate, privileged, honored. Otherwise they would have missed it all. But this is available in YouTube, you can refer to your friends. First of all, he confessed that whenever I attend Rinasa, I get myself transcended. Transcended. Just as we move around and our clothes are soiled, become dirty, needs to wash. So whenever we are interacting in the world, conducting ourselves in the world, our thought also gets polluted, degenerated. So there is a need of cleaning our thoughts, polishing our thoughts, refining our thoughts. That is why there is a necessity of such forums. Whenever it is possible, because as the body becomes dirty, your garments become dirty, they need to be cleaned at regular intervals. So mind also, the pollution descends and gets deposited in mind, our thoughts become wrong. We need such forums to refine our thoughts. Then he says that by nature man is good. That is also supported by scriptures, because we all have a divine origin. Our destination is also, if you go by scriptures, we go to the same place from where we have come. So everyone is basically divine, good, other-centric. But we cease to be human beings, we lose our humanism or humanity under circumstances. That means goodness is native, evil is acquired. So as we move on in this process of evolution, those evil things we acquire, but by nature we are all good and divine. This has been said by Albert Schweitzer. He said that even a most hated criminal can kill somebody for a pittance, for $100, $10, 100 rupees or one glass of liquor. He can kill somebody. When he comes back home, he pats his pet. He loves his children. So he is not all bad, because he also has goodness in relation. So every man has goodness. Everyone has goodness buried beneath. It has to be awakened. Then he talks of hunger, thirst, and humanism or humanity. There are 5 kinds of hunger. Hunger of the body is of 3 kinds. Hunger of the palate. Sometimes, we release food as well as it is on the palate. But for that, what do we do? So hunger of the palate, hunger of the stomach, is physical hunger, and hunger of the body. Body also has its demands. He was talking of different components which we need to have in balance, homeostasis, so that we have a sound body. If magnesium is less, you behave erratically. If sodium is less, you have vertigo. So body also needs some components must be in state of balance, so that you have a sound body. So body also has a demand to sustain itself down the time. So body of the hunger of the mouth, hunger of the stomach, hunger of the body. He said beyond the body, there is another important thing called mind. Mind has also hunger. What happens when mind is hungry? He wants to know, he wants to make a difference to things. Suppose someone thinks that why it is so cold, why it is so hot. Then he finds out how to keep cool in summer. So air conditioning. So he says that mind has a hunger because of which man becomes culture-centric. To satiate the hunger of the mind, maybe to satiate the hunger of the body, we need balanced food. But to satiate the hunger of the mind, we need culture. We need right kind of art, literature, music and dance. So the hunger of the mind prepared man to innovate, to invent, innovate, modify, refine, and in his language, culture makes things beautiful. Culture brings refinement. Culture brings refinement. So it is the hunger of the mind which makes a man culture-centric, culture-oriented. Man cultivates the culture mindset because the hunger of the mind. Mind has a hunger, and this hunger pushes us to go for good literature, good music, good dance, art, music, literature, dance, all these things are introduced. That means the whole cultural artifacts. And he says the totality of culture is civilization. You cannot call a society civilized if they are culturally decadent or culturally background. Ravana had a great civilization but poor culture. This is Buddha teacher's language. Sabari had a poor civilization, giving offal to Rasira, but a rich culture. Aditya Dev, that values he was trying to, this will be shown in Ramayana. So, culture is the essence of, is the soul of, element vital of civilization. And he says, so then he went on to distinguish between knowledge and intelligence. Animals have intelligence. Animals have intelligence. And because of intelligence, the bird makes nests, the tiger has intelligence. If they are in difficulty, they try to get out of it. Elephant has intelligence. But they don't have knowledge. Yeah, they don't have human beings who have not only intelligence but knowledge. When intelligence is put to constructive, harnessed in a constructive way, it becomes knowledge. Then he talked about different scriptures. What is the focal theme or concern and thrust of this? Ramayana is based on broad-based truth. Bhagavata is on devotion or bhakti. And Mahabharata is on social construction, Rashtra Dharma. And Bhagavad Gita on Jivan Dharma. How to make your life, individual life enriched. So unless the individual is enriched, the society has, because it is trees that make a forest. It is drops that make an ocean. It is individuals that make a society. So the real effort, trigger should begin from the individual. So Jivan Dharma, in Bhagavad Gita you are saying that God is not something mystical, transcendental. Because Vibhuti Yoga says that if you take me as a river, I am river Bhagirathi. Among the months, I am Margashira. That means he stands for excellence. That is not Vibhuti. So he says that in Gita there is nothing which takes us beyond the immediate present, the society and the individual. So that is Jivan Dharma. So 4 different scriptures try to underline, try to focus on 4 things. Ramayana, the truth, Bhagavata, the bhakti, the devotion, the quintessence, which connects you with the infinite, connect the finite with the infinite, and Mahabharata, how to have a social reconstruction, how to have a good administration, how to have what should be the ethics of warfare. Anything related to social transactions we had, that Prabhupada said. And then he went on to, yes, I understand the concept. Beyond that hunger of the mind, which brings refinement in our life, there is a hunger of the Chetana, which otherwise we call it a hunger of the soul. Man is a body, mind, spirit of soul, with Chetana. They said when this Chetana, this consciousness becomes person-centric, that may not be divided, because that Chetana becomes conscience-centric, Viveka-dharmi, when it becomes conscience-centric, the difference in intelligence, reason, what is the difference in reason and conscience? Awakened reason is conscience. But even then, if your conscience is confined to yourself, your body, your individual life, you may legitimize. It is said a devil can quote scriptures. A devil can give reasons, can marshal reasons, can adduce reasons, can advance reasons to justify his devilish ways. No, in Milton's Paradise Lost, very famous example. I don't have time to tell you that. So, if you do anything wrong, he was giving the example. Pittaposana was so more patra padti, chori kiri anila, Murida Pachal Mani Tadina, chori kiya na kurji. ଲୋକଙ୍କର ଲୋକମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଇଏ ପାଇଁ ସୁଖ ପାଇଁ ଚୋରି କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ତୋର ଗୋଟେ ଲୁଗା ନାହିଁ, ତୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ଲୁଗା ଧୋଇ ଶିଖୁଛୁ, ଏଇଟା ଚୋରି କରାଯିବ। ସୋ whenever you do anything, ପେଟ ପୋଷ ନାହିଁ ନା, ସେ କଥା ନାହିଁ ନା, anything that means end justifies the means. No, both end and means must be there. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆଲୋଚନା, end may be good but means may be wrong. Gandhian, Jaina philosopher said no, both end and means must be good, because the right end can also be achieved by wrong means. For example, the Maoists, their end is good but means is wrong. So both end and means must be good. So Benhur was trying to underline the fact that if the conscience is a reason-centric and body-centric, individual-centric, there is every possibility that you try to legitimize the wrong by giving reasons. He says no. But when the conscience goes beyond you and it thinks, accommodates the social good, collective good, then only there is humanity. If I try to legitimize something wrong which I have been perpetuating, doing for the whole life, by giving reasons, say that I have to. If you go to a Maoist, I have talked to them, you will feel that I should have also joined them. They give reasons in such a manner, but that is person-centric. They try to legitimize the wrong that they are doing. And he says that only when the conscience takes you beyond yourself, thinks of the other, you share for the other, you care for the other, then only there is humanity. And he was trying to tell us that how the so-called civilization today is trying to promote body culture, promoting consumerism. So that makes us more and more body-centric. That does not take us beyond mind. And lastly, he was trying to say that how in the Ramayana, there are three kinds of civilizations are represented, three kinds of entities. One is the devil. Ravana symbolizes devil in us, taking away somebody's life in his absence. So this you call in the philosophy call it accusative ethics. Acquire and acquire, exploit, maximization of individual pleasure. That is devilish. Try to get everything from it, exploit, torture, suppress, oppress, marginalize. This is Asurika Buddhism, devilish intelligence. Then he was giving the example of, the Banaras who live for themselves, selfish pleasure. The first type of pleasure is my pleasure at the cost of your pleasure. The psychology of the Banar is that my pleasure, in fact, I'm all right, I don't bother what is happening around us. I'm self-centric, selfish pleasure. And the real pleasure is, he said that the real pleasure is that pleasure where you get pleasure by giving pleasure to others. You live for the others. There has been a nice saying that he only lives who lives for others. So he was trying to underline the importance of that psychology, that is Manvikata. As long as our intelligence is confined to promote our own interest, to maximize our own pleasure, then we are no better than the animal psychology. The devilish psychology is living at the cost of others. Depending by Ravana, three different civilizations, but you are truly human when you go beyond yourself and recognize the other and live for the other. In philosophy, we say that morality takes birth when you go beyond your selfish interest and predispositions and you think for the other. Morality is born. Morality is perfected when you not only recognize the others but live for the others. So you are trying to say that a real human society can be ushered in only when human beings at large, they arouse the hunger of the consciousness which is all pervading, the consciousness in me which is a part of the cosmic consciousness that takes me beyond myself, beyond the confines of my selfish interest, and it makes me live for the others, share with others. So the other is the accusative ethics. This is, in Upanishad we call it ethics of sharing and caring. So the hunger of the consciousness should be such that it doesn't confine itself to my interest, but it takes me beyond myself and thinks of the others. That is what we are trying to say. This is the concept of taking the whole humanity as my family. That means I am happy, and a very important thing I am forgetting. He said, who is a sadhu? Who is a sadhu? A sadhu is one who thinks for the others and lives for the others. Is the real sadhu. And the extent you live for others will define where you stand in the ladder of evolution. So you will all agree that, and he says he was worried that, you see, we said Panchamahabhuta, everything is polluted. And who has polluted it? Man is the culprit. Intelligence is a double-edged sword. It can be used and abused as well. Man has abused his intelligence. Man has used that hunger of the consciousness for his selfish interest. That is why the planet is not habitable anymore. Warming of the planet, hole in the ozone layer, erosion of soil, pollution of water, air. See, we live in a world, we don't know what is our future, and we don't know what is the future of our children. Time has come when we should try to arouse the dormant divinity, the dormant consciousness, the hunger of the consciousness in our children, through books, literature, televisions and all that, so that in future, maybe after some time, some decades, we have a society where people and by and large are triggered by the hunger of the consciousness which takes us beyond our finite confines. You will agree that it was a very really wonderful lectures. Such lectures should be continued, and we have, as I told you, we have a blanket invitation. If next month also he wants to come, give a series of lectures, we will be happy to listen to him on your behalf. I am giving him the assurance. So whenever it is possible, he should come and share. It is not that I have gone last time, why should I go? He can come again and again, and whenever he says that he is free, our members are ready, and Raju and Manu are there, and so the forum is ready. So we get the opportunity to refresh our mind, nourish our mind and soul consciousness by his wise thoughts. Thank you.